Hi, this is Val Johnson. Welcome to the Interludes Extra. And this is the YouTube channel of our podcast, Interludes. Check us out and enjoy. Hi, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's an Interludes Extra as we do the review of the Oscar nominations that just came out of Los Angeles / London.
Yes, the two beautiful couple.
And Michael Wamble, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. You know, they tried to soften the blow by giving us these two beautiful people, human beings, saying things that hurt me so.
Yeah.
How do you feel this morning? Oh, we got the purple memo. Yay. I'm glad you read the emails. Okay, good. You knew.
I had a vibe. So that's kind of how that was. I love
Cheers.
it. Cheers to you. Oh my gosh. I am so
starting early.
We're starting early because it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh
it's
man.
5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Woo, yeah, we moved forward an hour over the weekend, right? So
yes, we did.
Gotta be time. It's time. Hey. It's always time.
Oh my gosh. Well, we had talked about the Golden Globes a couple of weeks back, and then also the winners. And sometimes I think of the precursor to the Oscars is sometimes the Golden Globes. Is it or is it not? I don't know.
I mean, it might be. I mean, the precursor this year, the Golden Globes, as we found out, had no black people of color who nominated films, and it seems like some of those folks were consulted for these nominations this morning.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna jump right into the deep end of the pool. As much as it's hurt me before when phenomenal directors, women directors, are either ignored or not nominated, it's kind of a slap in the face. I'm good enough to be nominated as an actress, but am I good enough to be nominated as a director? And I'm talking about the most obvious and painful avoidance of a nomination for Oscar winner Regina King for One Night in Miami. She was nominated at the Golden Globes for that role, and ended up going to Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. But this, she, along with the young lady who directed Promising Young Woman, they are the only two women that are nominated in directing. And let me get her name: Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. And then also we have David Fincher for Mank, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, and Thomas Vinterberg, Another Round. Where did this film come from, Michael?
Where did it come from? Where did it go? I don't know. I don't know who this is. We can look it up together this morning. I don't know who this is. I don't know what this movie. So obviously, you know, let me back up for a second, okay? So one of the things that you and I have talked about for years before we brought in wonderful folks to kind of eavesdrop in our conversation is that you know, it would make me crazy, and you too, that you would see movies up for Best Picture and never see that same person up for Best Director, as if the movie directed itself. Here you have Best Director for a movie that is nowhere to be found. How is that possible? Easily, you're looking at this, I'm guessing, correct me if I'm wrong, and saying, that's Regina King's nomination. Who are you? What is this? What in the world is this? But if you could just back up for a second. Best Picture. I mean, this is the crowning jewel. This is the thing at the end of the night. I guess if they had let Trevor Noah host the Oscars, this is when he would have been doing fist pumps and handstands. Very energetic young man, Trevor Noah. Best Picture.
Yeah, I'm looking at Best Picture,
I'm
and
looking
they
at
have
Best Picture.
how many nominees are we looking at? 10?
No, you know what? I thought they were going to do that. That's what they had done in previous years. If you've watched the Oscars for many years, they had five, and it was almost set as five. And then at some point, they kind of broke through and went up to 10. It seemed like an inclusionary measure to try to bring in different films, more popular films from the box office, things that people actually saw, so they would watch the show because they actually saw a movie that was up for Best Picture. And at some point, the Oscars had become so inclusive in terms of only certain people watched the movies that were Oscar nominated, that they excluded their audience. So they tried to switch it, and they extended this list. This list now today was 8. We got 8, and really we should have got 10 because there are two things that are missing here. There are at least 2 movies that are missing. We got 8, and we should have got 10.
So the two that are missing are
Well, let's see. Let's run down for people who haven't checked out the nominations, who they are. So nominations for Best Picture, I'll read them to you, and you give me your reaction. Okay.
okay.
The Father.
Okay. That was nominated for the Golden
That's your
Globe.
reaction. Your reaction is shrug shoulders. Is the
Keep
reaction?
going. Keep
Okay.
going.
Judas and the Black Messiah. Okay, all right, okay. So if we were doing sound, that was like a yoo-hoo, a silent
Woo
yoo.
woo woo and woohoo!
Okay. Mank.
Good. Good one. Good one.
Good. Good. Okay. Good.
Mm-hmm.
One word. All right. Minare.
Haven't seen it yet.
Haven't seen it yet. Okay.
Okay.
You and most of America or the world has not seen it yet. No, it doesn't mean that it's bad. Just means
Exactly.
it hasn't been seen. Nomadland.
Started it.
Started it.
I started it.
Started it. Look. Okay, so Valerie's assignment, Valerie's homework assignment was to watch Nomadland. That was at least 2 weeks ago. What happened?
I got sad 15 to
Okay.
20 minutes in, and I said I have to come back to it, and I did not come back to it because I got very sad, and I was thinking I gotta finish it. So yeah, I will finish it.
And that was it.
Keep it.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's all I got.
Promising Young Woman.
Whoo! I now, it's. I understand why it was nominated. It's. If you could say dark comedy, but it's nothing funny about the subject. Nothing funny about the subject. Nothing.
Okay.
That's all.
Sound of Metal.
The jury's still out on that one. I mean, wonderful performance by the lead actor. The lead actor was nominated, I believe.
He was.
Yeah.
He
So
was.
I'm a fan of his too. So I'm mad that I'm not remembering his name right now. But yeah,
Riz
Riz.
Ahmad.
Yes.
So, not only, yeah. So, this is you. So, we got one more for you.
Hmm.
The Trial of the Chicago 7.
I'm a fan of Aaron Sorkin. He does ensemble dramas well. Ensemble dramas is his thing. And Sasha Baron Cohen is unrecognizable. He is the character. Yeah. So it's just I can't say enough good things about that film. Sorry.
Okay.
Can't good things,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, no, you don't have to apologize. Don't apologize to him in his beautiful, like, multi-million-dollar home in Beverly Hills. If you've ever seen that house, my goodness. I know there's room in there. Well, when I saw his house, that made me think of Parasite. Like, I could live right underneath this. He's got to have a nice cellar in that house,
Pretty
that I
much.
could live in rent free.
The two films that are not in this category, if we were going to nominate 10 films that has been that happened is
Hmm.
the Spike
Yeah.
Lee's The Five Bloods.
Okay. So that's
And
what you
it's
had
in
put in there. You put the five bloods in there. Okay.
one
What
night
else?
and one night in
And
Miami.
okay, so those are the two that you would put in. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um.
Why aren't you
So why
there?
aren't they there? Why aren't they there?
I have no explanation for that. What's that glaring not there. I think the Five Bloods got some tech noms,
Okay.
but it really should have been in this category. I
Okay.
don't care. And I honestly thought that, there's been a tumultuous relationship between the Academy and Spike. I thought they all kissed and made up after he won for Black Klansman. I don't understand. Like, and even if you don't win
Maybe
that
maybe that
category,
wasn't a kiss and make up. Maybe that was a kiss off.
mm, okay. I'm just saying. It's
I'm
uh
just
it's
saying
it's
that
very
might have been a
disturbing.
mwah, here's your award. Go away.
Ah, that's so bad. But Michael, so true. That could be so true.
Oh no. Oh goodness! In movies, that may have been a Fredo kiss off. My brother, I love you, mwah, and that was it.
But and also usually a precursor for folks that show up in Best Picture, the director is adjacent to the nominations.
Oh sure,
Normally with Oscar, always.
sure. So you've got
Um,
8 pictures nominated. So I'm
mhm,
thinking you got to pull at least 5 of these 8 are your best director nominees, right?
mhm.
So is that what happened? No, you get someone from just left field, like Thomas Vinterberg, around another round of what? Where is that? I'm gonna go look that up while you tell me about. Why don't you tell me about best supporting actress,
Well,
and
I'm
I'll try to
I'm
find
actually
out
looking.
what in the world this film is.
I'm actually looking at some information about another round, and it's a
Okay, well
Danish
tell us
drama.
about. Yeah, go
It's
ahead.
a it's a Danish drama that was that premiered at the Toronto Film Festival. And they, as of right now, it is not on any streaming platform right now. I think they said that it was yes, it's a Danish film, and it was released at the Toronto International Film Festival in September 2020.
Gotta
And
love the original title, Drunk.
yeah, and I'm looking at the pictures from the film, and looks like they are drinking just like you, celebrating, having a great time.
Well, I don't know if it's a celebration. The IMDb synopsis is 4 friends, all high school teachers, test the
Hmm.
theory that they will improve their lives by maintaining a constant level of alcohol in their blood.
The four
I can
friends,
tell you that's a good way to get fired, though.
pretty
Yeah.
much. I saw people get
In any
fired.
profession, most professions.
Most professions. I've seen people get fired from my jobs that I used to have in New York. They got fired because they got too drunk at the Christmas party.
Hey,
Let me tell you guys, Michael is pouring out ginger ale into a champagne glass, and I
keeping it
thought,
real, not real stupid. So, yeah, a good way to not be great at your job is to constantly drink.
pretty much.
Not a good idea. So, I can just answer that. So, movie over, problem solved. Yeah, too much alcohol will kill you. Now, so how did this get in? So you can't. So you are telling me that if I wanted to see this Oscar-nominated movie in America, there's really no way. Oh, it says I could watch it, rent or buy for Prime Video. So maybe that just became available. I just saw it now for $6.99
Oh, and that right now they say it's currently available on Hulu
on Hulu. Okay, currently.
and and iTunes and Vudu.
Yeah, voodoo that you do so well. So yeah, VUDU. Okay, so back going up.
I feel like this film came out of left field because it wasn't acknowledged at any other
You mean like
awards.
there would be too many women nominated for best director or something like that? It is again women in film. Year women in film. It just seemed like maybe there would be too many. Two good, three. Wait a minute now, that's like a majority or something. Yeah, I mean like that would be what representative of the world society, like more women than men.
So a film about four drunk teachers is more important than One Night in
Oh, I don't know
Miami.
if it's more important. It was just better directed according to the body that nominated this category, right? Those are your directors that did this. If I remember correctly, the way the Academy works, the directors nominated Best Director. So,
Uh,
is
so
that right?
Regina's going to be classy about it, and we won't hear about her reaction.
Oh,
But if I was
is that what's
her, I
happening?
would. I know. I'm just saying. I would just be pissed.
Stay tuned. I don't know
Stay
about
tuned.
that.
But I would
It's
be.
not.
I
It's
would.
not
I
a
would
matter of
be angry.
classy. I think that she should. Uh, I think she has a really good case. Now, here's the thing. Now, unlike the Golden Globes, when the Oscars snub, they snub all the way. So she doesn't show up as Best Director, but her picture also is missing among Best Pictures. So, maybe they just didn't like the picture. Except it does have nominations, doesn't it? It's nominated in the category of
Best song.
adapted
Best
best
song.
song, adapted screenplay, as well as best supporting
Be-
actor.
Best supporting
And
actor
Leslie Odom
Leslie
Jr.
Odom.
is nominated.
Right.
Yes, Leslie Odom Jr., best supporting actor. He's also nominated. He's a double nominee. He's also nominated for an under best song for the song that he sings for the movie. So obviously the movie was about Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke was one of the four people who were there on that night in Miami. But the way the
Mm-hmm.
Academy is with it, you would think he was the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to say this to keep it kind of positive.
Good.
There are two things that I was really happy to
What were you
see
happy to see?
nominated here. I was happy to see Sound of Metal nominated for Best Picture. Sound of
Good.
Metal is a great film. I think it's on which one is that? Hoodoo? I believe it's Hoodoo.
It's
Where you can
Hulu. It's
find
Hulu.
is he Hulu or is Amazon? We'll double check it before the end.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great movie. It is a very hard movie to watch.
It is.
It is difficult at times. The gentleman who was up for Best Actor, I think, deserves that nomination completely. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Riz Ahmad. Sound of Metal is about a drummer in a kind of a loud group who begins to lose his hearing. And in
Mm-hmm.
losing his hearing, he begins to kind of lose his mind.
Yeah.
And he has to go to ends up going to a farm out in the country to live among a community of deaf individuals. And there he finds kind of a renewed purpose in life. It's a really good movie. The portrayal is awesome, and I'm glad to see it was nominated for Best Picture. I think it should
And
be there. Um,
very similar to American Skin, Sound of Metal was made in 2019, and
okay,
they were trying to get it funding or distributed, and so that was kind
shh,
of
don't
it.
talk about American Skin. The thing about American Skin is don't talk about American Skin. All right. So the other thing that I'm happy to see that was nominated was Judas and the Black Messiah. I had
Okay.
written it down on a long list I did last night. before I
Okay.
watched Promising Young Woman. And I thought, maybe. And here's what
And
I thought. And
go
I'll be
ahead.
honest with you. Here's what I thought.
What you
Because I
got?
was at least, I'll pat myself on the back from this one. I
Mhm.
don't like the category, but I'll pat myself on the back for this one. I thought that the Oscars would correct the fact that Lakeith Stanfield had not been nominated as
And they
yet. And they
and they
did.
did.
And
So
they
I was
did. And I
very
thought because the more I thought about the role that he had and how he approached it and what happened
right.
with it,
Mhm.
that was the harder of the two roles. To tell someone to play Fred Hampton, as aspiring as that is as kind of momentous as that is, it's much harder to play the snitch. Snitches get stitches. And Lakeith played that role, as Charlemagne the God pointed out, a little bit too well. Okay. And in doing that, he really made you feel uncomfortable. And you almost had a teeny bit of empathy for someone who, helped to lead to the assassination of Fred Hampton. Like
Right.
you almost had empathy for this person, this despicable human being who decided to, end his own life. I'll give it away. So that's a hard role, and I thought Lakeith might slip in for like best actor. He could get in there. They both are in the same category, best supporting actor. I don't like that. I don't
I
want them to
and I
cancel
but
each
I'll
other
let you
out.
I'll
Go
let
ahead.
you know why that happened. I'll definitely let you know why that happened. I was trying to
Go
figure
right
out
ahead.
why is Lakeith in the best supporting actor category. I was thinking that maybe he was the lead. He was Judas. Um, but I believe the Oscars they did nominate Chadwick Boseman for his role in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and Best Actor, and they're
hmm
going to give it to him.
hmm
And I feel
Oh
like
gosh,
they
yes.
literally moved everybody to supporting. And I'm like, okay,
The
but
idea of when that
I could be
happens in a
shocked.
month, I'm
But
gonna cry. I'm already crying thinking about when it happens and how that's gonna happen.
yeah, 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 me too as well. So now I think Sasha Baron Cohen won the Golden Globe for Best Supporting in a Comedy.
hmm
Yeah, for his film, I think Borak. I don't know if
hmm
I don't know if did he win for Trial of
No,
Chicago 7?
no.
No,
Daniel won.
Daniel won.
Daniel
That's
won.
what I figured. Daniel won.
Daniel won. Remember? Because
Yeah, he
Daniel
won.
was on mute or
I think Michael muted
don't you
himself.
do me like that. Don't you do me like that. Remember? That was Daniel's win.
Yeah, so that you believe that Daniel will win the Oscar for Best Supporting? I don't know. That's a weird race for me.
Woo! That's kind of tough.
That's a four-legged race for me
Now,
because
now
I
you
love
brought in the
Sasha
now you
Baron
brought in the
Cohen.
guy from Sound of Metal. Now you got
R-
it in the teacher from Sound of
Yeah,
Metal, and I looked
he
at that
did
dude,
great.
and as I was watching it, I mean, there are a couple of times this year when I've watched movies, and people I
Mhm.
think have really embodied their characters. I didn't know he was an actor. I thought they probably like found this dude on a camp, and they said, you know what, you'd be perfect for this role. Um, I mean, is he deaf? Does that mean he's not deaf? And he
I
was
don't
just
know.
pretend, like, because I totally believed him, like from
He
the
was
start.
very believable. He was very, and I now understand why he was nominated. But this is a tight race. I could easily vote for any of these,
I
and
think
it's
Daniel will
hard.
win, though. I think Daniel
Daniel will
will win.
win. Okay.
I think he in terms of memorable performance, I think he had the most memorable performance. And there were times I would say when I saw that, and it's like that's Fred Hampton. I mean, I missed
Mm-hmm.
out on Fred Hampton, but there he is, on screen. Wow. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
just kind of coming back to something that I said, I just want to correct. Another round, the film. that is has the nomination for Best Director for Thomas Vinterberg. His picture, Another Round, is nominated for a film category. It is nominated for International Feature Film. It's one of a handful of films that's nominated for Best International Feature Film.
And I honestly believe that um, that movie should possibly be in that category. And unless it's, I don't know, I feel like unless you really know the directors, but you here in America, sometimes we don't have to know the directors if they're international. But I feel like I'm trying to figure out why did they make the decision to put him into directing and not leave that into the international, because black women directors have been
Hmm.
long ignored by the Academy, and it's really
Yes.
angering me to the core. Like Ava DuVernay, I'm still angry about Selma. I'm sorry.
Selma. Oh man.
Sorry. And as we look at, I'm gonna turn the tables and go back to Best Actress. It was something mentioned that no woman of color has won for Best Actress since Halle Berry in 2003. Is that correct?
Well, no woman had won up to that. Before that, no woman of color had won before
Oh,
that.
yes, because
Remember?
Haiti McDade, yeah, the first person of color that won an Oscar was Hattie McDowell for Gone with the Wind, but that was supporting actor.
Right.
That
Right.
wasn't best. So she
No,
was
that
the
was supported.
first, and as of right now, the only. I
African
believe
American. Let's
African
specify African
American.
American. Yeah.
Now, this is how I feel it's going to happen. If the Oscars really want to do the do the give a sweep to a particular film, I think it's going to be the Nomadland, and Frances McDormand will probably end up winning if she wins for if the screenplay and
Not a
director
chance.
wins.
Okay.
I feel like the actress will win, and then it'll probably end up winning for best picture. But that's if they want to do a complete sweep for just, and they want to literally just. But I don't want that to happen. But I'm assuming that's what might could happen. But I
Hmm.
think Andrea Day, because she did win the Golden Globe for
Andrew Day.
United States, and I'm sorry,
I know Andrew Day. I'm saying it
Andrea Day.
because all of us were pronouncing it differently for like years. She never corrected
Hmm.
anybody. Now it's Andrew Day.
Andrea Day. Andrea Day will pop. I would like for her to win.
Girl, whatever you want me to call you, I'm gonna call you. What I'm gonna call her is winner. Okay. So I completely disagree. I understand your theory, and I know it's not what you want to have happen, and I don't think
Hmm.
you got to worry about it. I think she's nominated to win. That's why
I
she's
hope
here.
so.
No, I believe it. I know it. Now,
'Cause her performance brought me to tears several times during that film.
because I don't see the United States versus Billie Holiday anywhere else really here.
Oh, I don't either. Oh my gosh.
Another snub.
A big snub. Like you're saying that Lee Daniels can't direct? He didn't get nominated for.
Well,
Oh.
that's almost a matter of fact, isn't it?
Oh man. The black woman and the black gay man
No, I'm
just
okay.
for the
I'm okay
Oscars.
with
That's
Lee
all.
Daniels being missing. I don't think he can direct. And I also have different opinion on the Five Bloods. Not really that great of a film.
Okay.
Anyway, but 100 Days gonna get her Oscar. Now, she didn't get that by herself. That's the issue.
Exactly.
So I just don't. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's nothing as searing as that. I watched Promising Young Women, a movie that you had seen before.
And
I
tell me
broke
what you
down.
yeah,
I
what
broke
did you
down to
think?
$20 now. I own this movie that I don't want to own.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Ouch. Okay, so what did you
to
think?
to watch it. What I think,
Mhm.
I thought it was. I thought it was exceptional story. I thought that the way that it twisted, turned, even up to the ending, which I won't reveal,
Hmm.
it was awesome. I it was uncomfortable to watch at
Very,
times.
very.
Um, I mean, I think that everybody who has ever been at a bar and went home with someone is having second thoughts after watching that for various reasons. You start to think about who you are and what you're thinking and all sort of ideas. I never liked the mom on Friday Night Lights. So I was so glad when the knife was stuck in her and twisted. That made me happy to watch. Oh, poor stupid daughters. Anyway, yeah, so that was a I thought that was great. So if
That was that was an original screenplay nom for Promising Young Woman. Is that correct?
yeah, and I think that was an original screenplay. Now it's gonna
Yeah,
run into some competition in original screenplay. Original screenplay is another tough category.
it
Um,
is. It's a very
I think
tough
I'm gonna have to go
category.
to somewhere else to pull that up.
Yeah.
That one had to do with I believe Nomad Land again is up for it. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's not. Great, thank God they dropped that crap from that. I think it's in another category. Okay, Promising Young Woman is up for Best Original Screenplay. Emerald
Mm-hmm.
Fennel, I believe that's the category that movie will
Mm-hmm.
win. This
Mm-hmm.
is the honorary Spike Lee win, I'll call it, where your movie is really good, your acting is great, you did a fine job directing, and all they give you is screenplay. So that's what she'll get. She'll get screenplay. The other screenplay nominees are Aaron Sorkin, who I think has too many, so he
Okay.
can sit on his hands here.
Oh.
I don't need another Aaron Sorkin speech about how the world needs to do this and that from him. He's a little too rich for me. Judas and the Black Messiah is up for Best Original Screenplay.
Now that
It
could be
won't win.
that could
No,
win.
no.
It won't.
Minari May,
Minari
about
May.
the
Okay.
family, about an immigrant family coming in,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen it yet. I look forward to seeing it. I haven't been able to find the place for it, but though I think that is now becoming available. And Sound of Metal is up. Sound of Metals would be an interesting nominee. I think Promising Young Woman, hashtag Me Too screenplay. That's it. It's a good revenge movie, and we don't get enough of those. I mean, I liked it a lot. Did you like it as much as I did?
Yeah, because I didn't want to reveal how much I liked the revenge part because I thought of her as an avenging angel, and I was thinking, what can I say that won't give it away too much? But just the clever way, and Carrie Mulligan, if you've seen other roles that she's done, this is all the way to the other side of what she's normally done. She's done quiet and demure, and I've been the supportive
Mousy.
wife. I've been this or whatever. She's
Yeah.
unrecognizable in this role,
She
and
flips that switch.
oh my, it like flip. You're like,
Wait, you're not drunk? Woo!
I know,
Nah, man, she ain't drunk.
I know. It was
Woo!
so.
That
It
will
Yeah.
kill
So I
your
just
buzz.
I honestly really wanted to. There were things that I wanted to see, but I believe the filmmaker made some very wise choices in what was seen and what wasn't seen. I wanted to see her friend. I wanted to see, and I was thinking
No,
that's not that. None
no,
of that was important.
no,
That wasn't
no. That would have
ultimately
taken
none of that was important.
no, because
Hmm.
her friend is your friend, and in a
I
way, it's
see
like,
that.
would you do this? Would you do this for your friend?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a gentleman do something else for his friend, so I guess
Exactly.
friendship is really important. Woo! Lit the
Woo.
bonfire with no s'mores.
Yeah,
Mm,
so I recommend now that's a film not for children, but definitely I would just recommend please see it cuz
no, not for
it's wonderful.
children.
Adapted screenplay we have One Night in
Yes.
Miami, The White
Okay.
Tiger.
Yes, yes. Which was cute because um, the woman who ran the nominee was also that nomination is also in the White Tiger. She is the Jonas brother wife. You know,
Oh,
uh, Priya.
Deepak.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
It's, yes. So
Yes.
yeah, I just yes, we'll leave the name away. But we all
I'm not
know her
gonna
as one of
butcher
the
it.
most beautiful women in the world. She's in the movie White Tiger, so she had to. She gave the nomination, read the nomination, so that was really nice. There, it is on Netflix,
Okay.
and it is a story-driven movie, so less performances, more about the actual story of the movie.
The Borak subsequent movie film is nominated for adapted screenplay.
Yeah. Uh
Crazy.
huh. Well, I mean, you think that's crazy?
I'm just no. I'm talking about how much I laughed during that film. It just.
Okay, so you think that's justified? That's a good nomination then.
Oh yes, cause Sasha ain't
Okay.
got no sense. Sasha ain't got no sense.
Sasha ain't got no sense. I would believe that. Okay.
The
Okay.
the
Who else is in
father,
this category?
right? The father is nominated for adapted screenplay,
Okay.
and then
If you guys don't know what The Father is about, this is
yeah.
it in short. The movie is about a man, the father,
Hmm.
played by Anthony Hopkins, who is nominated for Best Director because
Okay,
he's still breathing. So he's nominated for Best Actor in this
best actor. Yeah.
category.
Mhm.
The movie is up for Best Picture, right?
Yes, it
Yes.
is. It sure
Okay.
is. Yeah.
So it's about a father who is beginning to seemingly display signs of, yeah, he's beginning to
Dementia.
lose it, yeah, mentally.
Dementia. Hmm.
And we're not sure how much of it is being lost, but we see it. The filmmaker takes a really unique approach to show us how things might be in the mind of someone who is beginning to go away, visually. So I'll leave it at that so that when you do see it, you can understand what that means. So it is a kind of a touching movie, and mostly people who are dealing with this, or know people who are going through this, can identify with it.
Yeah, and I understand the nomination because I think I hadn't seen it before the Golden Globes, and we had talked about it,
Hmm.
and I
Yeah,
felt
I've
like,
just seen the trailer for it.
hmm yeah, it's yeah, because I have friends of mine who have had their family members that they've had to care for because they were, slow dementia or
Yeah,
forgetfulness, and then someone has to be in the house with them. So it's it just reminded me of my parents. So this was another tearjerker for me. So
this is the Shakespearean idea, of seven stages of man, seven ages of man. You kind of start out as a child, and in a way, toward the end, you have to be taken care of again, just like you were at the very beginning of life. So,
right, yeah.
um, so that's up. So it's an interesting story. Does that round out the category? We got two other
What rounds
nominations.
out the category is One Night in Miami,
Oh, there we go. Adapted from the book,
the
play,
play.
the
Mm-hmm.
play. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So it exists. So the story exists for the best supporting actor. So the idea is represented there, as we mentioned. Also, best song. Best song. Judas and the
Yeah.
Black Messiah. Right. We've got
Yeah.
Her. Her being nominated for yet another award,
Yeah. Very,
that she
very
may
happy.
take home that night
She
too.
she might, yeah, she might take home. And I was very happy last night because I didn't predict she would
Grammy.
win. I
We're talking
wanted
about the
her to
Grammys
win
now,
for the
briefly.
Grammy for I
Mm-hmm.
Can't Breathe, but she won, and
You
I
predicted
was
it.
I well, I
Cheers.
totally. Thank you. Go ahead and take a sip for me because I
Oh,
did not know. I was like, I really want her to win. But this is interesting. I'm very happy that this song was nominated, and
Mm-hmm.
she is a young woman who is in tune with the issues of today, very much so. And I feel I'm trying to figure who she's. One of my friends yesterday was saying that she reminds me of a young Lauren Hill. And I was thinking,
I can see that.
I can see that. I can see that. But she's a songwriter and she has a voice. So I'm happy
Hmm.
that Oscar is wow. That's a
There's
big
another artist that she reminds me more of,
ooh.
and I
Yeah.
say this really,
Okay.
hitting my soft spot here. But the artist she reminds me more of, and I just have to see it over time.
Okay.
But she, I think there are things about her that remind me more of Prince than Lauryn Hill, and we'll just have to see over time. She doesn't have that same personality that he had, but I think
Okay.
her her love of music and what she's trying to do with music, I think, is similar to Prince. I know you point out that she even has a song out separate. Don't want to deviate too much, but a song out with
Mhm.
Tony Braxton where she is playing guitar. I think that she is a musician and a songwriter and a
Okay.
performer, and I think that she may have some lasting power, and this may be just her first act, the first act that we see from her. She may be different over time. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, so that's
So,
the name of the song is "Speak Now" from One Night in
hmm
Miami. We have "Fight for You" from Judas and the Black Messiah.
hmm
"Hear My Voice" from the Trial of the Chicago Seven. "Low C Scene" from the Life Ahead. That's, I believe, an Italian film. And
okay.
then "Husavik," and it's from the Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga.
I believe that's the Will Ferrell movie. If I'm right,
Really?
I
I
think
don't.
that's the Will. Let me double check that. I think that is.
I was sitting here like, where did this one
I
come
think that.
from?
I think that's the Will Ferrell movie about the Sound Vision. I'm not sure if that's a true movie about Song Vision, which is Eurovision, the song contest, which is a real
Hmm.
thing, or if that is from the parody. Oh no, it's from the Will Ferrell movie.
It's from the
Okay.
Will Ferrell movie. Yeah, I don't know how that got in there. I have no
It
clue.
must be a great song because it's
Must
sing.
be. It must be. Good gracious. Wow. You are cracking up over there. Okay.
Okay, all
Oh
right,
my
that is
gosh.
okay. Okay,
Um.
I think the one thing we didn't mention in terms of the acting categories yet, and we can kind of close it up from there, and then kind
Mhm.
of wrap up what your overall thoughts are. Actress is a supporting role. We
Yeah, I
have
was just
young
looking
woman
at that.
from Borat, Maria Bakalova, who plays Borat's daughter,
Yeah.
who cannot be in the car. She because cars are for men and bears.
I know.
There's Glenn Close,
And
Hillbilly
she's been
Elegy.
nom yeah, she's been nominated 8 several times and has
Hmm.
not won.
Yeah, and she won't for this either. This movie was completely derided, thought to be almost criminally bad. But here's her nomination. Olivia Colman for The Father. So there's another
That's
nomination for The Father.
mhm.
Um, Amanda Seyfried,
From
who's
Mank.
from Mank.
Mhm.
Is she? You know who she is if you don't know her
Very much
name.
so.
She's a
Mhm.
veteran of many teen dramas.
Mhm.
And Yoon On Jung
Mhm.
from Minari.
Yeah.
Um, so there's some good nominees here. I'm not sure which way they'll go. I have a suspicion that that this might be a poor rat Oscar.
I feel
Just
it. I feel like it's going to be as well because Maria won for that role in the comedy
it's such
for
a unique role. I
it's
mean,
very
the
unique.
level of improvisation to work with Sasha.
Sasha,
He
right?
with anything you've read about him, there's improvisation. There's some kind of like through line. There's a spine and some lines that you can color in or color out. But the fact that she, you know,
She's able to keep up with him.
whoo, no,
I mean, keep up with him.
The Giuliani
Oh
scene
my
alone
gosh!
is
Woo!
Oscar worthy. Because I think she was committed, and they just had to go in there and just stop that man.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. That was disturbing for me to watch. But
Yeah,
then I was thinking,
yeah.
he
New York
probably
just might be the home of predators, huh?
my gosh. Good gracious. We got, and it looks like they all hang out in New York. Let me stop.
Yes, they do. New York, home of predators.
No diss to my former home, but my goodness. Um, you know what? I liked
Be in
Olivia
a
Colman's
room alone with
performance.
them.
Yeah, I liked Olivia Colman's performance in The Father.
Hmm.
But I believe it is going to go to Maria.
Yeah, yeah. See,
Yeah.
that's the case where we wish we had Carrie Mulligan's character in the room with Rudy Giuliani. That'd have been interesting.
Exactly. Did you think I was drunk?
Did you think I was a foreigner?
Let me
Did you think I didn't
avenge.
know?
Let me avenge right now. Now I am going to mention one tech category. I usually don't do tech ones.
She totally loves tech stuff.
I'm a
The
techie, and
NYU
a lot of
grad.
times I'm looking at stuff.
Mm,
Original score is usually the music that is
score.
in the background and that makes you feel some kind of way. And I feel like John Williams and James Horner, these are composers that have won for their work before.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Y- Yeah, so News of the World is one of the original scores. Soul, which is also nominated for Best Animated Feature. The Five Bloods is in this one. Mank and Minari. So
Hmm.
I that could go to any one of these, honestly. The Five Bloods. I'm trying to remember the sound the score. I'm not. It's not really landing in my mind right now. I probably have to rewatch it. But Soul had a very good moving
Hmm. Hmm.
soundtrack. It
Mr.
drawed
John
me in.
Baptiste. Bunch
Yes.
of geniuses working together. You have John Baptiste on one end, and then you
Thank
have
you.
Trent Reznor. Yes,
Thank you.
Trent of Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah. Thank you.
Two,
Totally
I would
opposite
imagine, very
spectrums of
different people
music.
in life.
I love it, but I love it though. And so, I will bring this up. Tenant, I did not get a chance to see. This is the film that stars Denzel Washington's son, John Washington. Um,
John David.
John David
Same
Washington.
person that was in starred in Malcolm and Marie with Zendaya. That person
Exactly right.
who
So,
starred in Black Klansman, which won
which
an
one?
Oscar previous last year, right?
Right.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
the director of Tenet is one of my favorite directors,
Christopher Nolan. Mm.
Christopher Nolan, and the Oscar Academy, they seem like they love things that are done visually. Whomever Christopher hooks up with, they always say, "Well, we may not do this on the acting side or the directing side, but we're definitely gonna load you up full of award nominations or wins."
Hmm.
Or because I think Inception won for a lot of its visual things when it was nominated. I
I
love that
hope he
movie.
did. Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
and then I think he's done. Yes, he's done some other stuff too. Oh gosh, he did with Heath Ledger. It
The
won.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, The
Dark
Dark
Knight.
Knight. That won
Hmm.
for that.
Okay.
So
So what's your
I'm
category?
yeah. So that's visual effects and the other folks in there. The
Hmm.
one and only Ivan is in visual effects. The Midnight Sky. the live action Milan. I don't know if you saw that one, and Love and Monsters.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring up those two tech Oscar noms because
You're
I've
not
looked
going
at.
to mention cinematography?
Well, actually, that's the last one I'm going to mention. That's the last one I'm going to mention. Okay.
Do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to mention two more. I'm going to mention film editing as well as cinematography. Cinematography. Let me go over here. All right, Judas and the Black Messiah was nominated for cinematography. That's Sean Bobbitt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mank was
Mm-hmm.
nominated for cinematography as well. News of the World. And then who's probably going to end up winning is Joshua James Richards for No Man Land because the paintbrush of depression is in that film. I'm so sorry, but if you wanted to feel a certain way, it makes you feel a certain way. You are drawn into this, and the music score works with it, and you're just kind of like, I am walking like a
Beautiful
nomad,
West.
just like Frances McDormand, and I'm in this
Beautiful
depression
northwest
alone.
and southwestern skies there. The landscape is
Beautiful,
beautiful in the
beautiful.
movie. It is depressing. That makes me think that it may not win. And
Oh,
if it does
mhm.
not, then that is Mank's category. I don't think Mank exists. That movie exists without the cinematography.
Okay, Mank could
Mank,
win. Okay,
Mank being the movie we really haven't mentioned much, is up for Best Picture.
right. It
It's about
should.
Herman Mankiewicz. It's
Mm-hmm.
about the actual screenwriter of the classic film Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane. That's
It
right.
was a labor of love. Director David Fincher's father wrote the script, did not get to
Hmm.
finish it. The son finishes the movie up sort of in memory of his dad, and it is an old Hollywood movie. It's
It is
classic black and white. It
very
tells you
much
story of the Hollywood barons, the guys that ran the studios,
exactly,
their interests, and in some ways, it gives you kind of the story of California, in a way,
exactly. Oh, okay.
about around that time in history. Um,
40s
it's
and
a really
50s. Yeah.
it's a really great movie, and it's one of the few I think on here that's timeless. It is a timeless movie. This movie could have come out last year or in 10 years from now. And the
It
cinematography makes it
right. So I think if
black
it
and white.
wins, if Mank
Hmm.
wins in any of the categories, it would definitely honor David Fincher's work as well as the work his father did, and that he's not able to witness. So yeah, and the last cinematographer that's nominated for is the one for the trial of the Chicago Seven, Fedon Papa Michael.
Hmm.
So he was nominated for that. The very last tech one I'm going to mention is editing, because ironically, editing the film editing is a lot of the all of the film editing categories is nominated for Best Picture, and
Hmm.
that's always a wink and a nod for that. The Father is nominated for film editing. No Man Land is nominated for film editing. Promising Young Woman, A Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago Seven. So sometimes it's hard to predict. Sometimes the tech awards sometimes lean toward one particular, and sometimes it goes all over. It's never you can never call tech ever. And these are the ones that are going to get announced during the actual broadcast. And the Oscars will be airing on ABC in 1 month. That will be April 25th, Sunday, April 25th on ABC.
Will you be watching?
I will be watching because many folks, women and people of color, are nominated. I'm just sad that a few were ignored. I'm just going to be optimistic, and eventually, a woman of color will be nominated and win in directing. I believe it with all of my heart. It's going to happen. I'm so sorry the nomination did not happen for Regina King. That is ultimately my assessment for right now.
Mhm.
For right
What would
now.
be your biggest surprise? What would be your biggest surprise that evening?
The biggest surprise would be if for Best Picture,
Mm-hmm.
um, if Promising Young Woman won along with the director. Like if there was a complete, if it switched
Mm-hmm.
from Nomadland to Emerald, if it switched to her, that
Mm-hmm.
would be a shock to me because I believe we had talked about this. Sometimes what happens over at Golden Globes usually happens at Oscar, and sometimes it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't.
Right.
Some movies are totally ignored by the Golden Globes, and then they're seen here. Um, and what would really be a shock is the director. If the director goes to the Danish film that just popped up out of nowhere for me. If the director, yeah, Thomas Vinterberg, if that wins for directing, um, that film will definitely win for best international. But I haven't seen it, so I really can't be critical of it. But that would be shocking if that would be an upset because, and also Chloe Zhao won for best directing the Golden Globe. So if it goes to Thomas, it would shock me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we start out, usually they begin with best actor in a supporting role.
Hmm.
In this way, and I recognize the irony of the comparison since he plays Fred Hampton. But
Right.
this is the Tom Brady versus the field category. Okay. So if Daniel wins, then it's probably going to be a really normal night. Things that you expect will probably happen in most
Okay.
of the categories. If someone other than Daniel wins that category, if someone other than Daniel wins that category, it could be a night of surprises. Okay. It's a night of surprises all around. I mean, he is the Tom Brady versus the field in that category. There's no one that should take that award home other than Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he
Daniel.
doesn't win, somebody else slips in and comes up there and without a speech prepared, then it'll be a night of surprises. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. No, I believe if I saw it correctly, it's going to be at the Union Station in Los Angeles.
I don't know. I
It's
mean,
going to be at a
COVID.
weird place. It's not going to be at its
It could be
usual
on top
spot.
of a building. It could be in a basement. I mean, they could put it anywhere in a field, maybe at SoFi. I don't know.
It's a
Uh,
place. It's a place where it's things are going to be very social distance, and a lot of the nominees will probably do as they did for the Golden Globes. They'll be at home, zoomed in, and waiting to
only thing
hear
I
from
hope,
them.
I
Hmm.
hope, the only thing I can hope will be the best night for me is if Lakeith does slip in and win Best Actor in a Supporting Role. He comes out there and he tells us that season 3 of Atlanta is on its way. So with that, this has been an Interludes special. Interludes with Valarie Johnson special on the Oscar nomination React.
Yep, for 2021. I'm Valarie Johnson, and this is Interludes. Take care.
Cheers.
Yes. Cheers. I'm Val Johnson. Thank you so much for joining me for Interludes Extra. Please like and subscribe to Interludes, our YouTube channel. I'm Val Johnson. Take care.